Happy Wednesday. I'm recording a little late today, got back late. As you know, Wednesdays I have physical therapy for my shoulder, and then I go to the chiropractor afterwards. So I'm just in my meditation room today. Got back, I also had to go to FedEx to drop off a couple things, so I had a bunch of errands to do today. But I had to make sure I got a video in, and I thought I would show you around the meditation room a little bit. But I was thinking today about, physical therapy. The interesting thing for me is it's in my shoulder, but it's something that's been around for a long time. And what we've noticed as we've been working through it is my body has compensated in many other ways to deal with the injury that I don't even know where it came from. It's partly shoulder, partly in my bicep. So the bicep kind of runs up along under the shoulder and into the chest. So it's partly in the top of my bicep muscle, and then it's partly in my finger and forearm, just from years, I think, of working. Probably did something to it at some point and just kept plowing through it. And eventually, the body compensates and starts kind of using other muscles to protect it until at some point it just gives in. And as I've gone through this physical therapy journey, it's now been about a month and a half, it's really brought, I think, an acute focus to how much in our lives do we continue to push things aside instead of dealing with them head on, right? And then how does that affect us in the long run? And I don't just mean physically. Of course, physical things, I think that's probably the most common, right? You have a little pain, you just deal with it, you keep moving forward. You have a little pain, you deal with it, you move forward. You don't want to really get it looked at until something forces you to do so. And even then, some people don't until it's really kind of too late. Or, excuse me, that was nasty. Or it just takes a lot more therapy or work to get through it. But also, as I said, kind of mentally, spiritually, how much do we put off? How much of our old beliefs or old trauma or anything that we've dealt with in the past do we just keep kind of glossing over, right? You and I are both big believers in therapy and kind of digging out all of the rot and bringing it to the surface and then getting rid of it so we can be essentially the best versions of ourselves and new people at that point, because you're releasing a lot of these old injuries. So it's been a really kind of cathartic and therapeutic journey for me as well. But it also helps me to realize that, it just takes constant work. So even I go for physical therapy once a week, but then I have to do exercises every day. And if I don't do them, it's going to prolong my recovery. So last week I was not very good at doing my physical exercises. I just allowed myself to get caught up with life. And because of that, boy, my shoulder was in real pain yesterday and today. And so I talked with my therapist today and he gave me some new exercises, but also we really focused in on how important it is to do those regular self-therapeutic exercises at home. So just want to kind of fill you in on that. I thought I'd show you around the meditation room before I check out for the day. So I'm going to get up and show you around a little bit. All right, so we have two Japanese tatami mats, which are straw mats. These we got from a place that gets them in from Japan. And then I bought these several years back from eBay. These are two Japanese meditation chairs with Japanese pillows. They were imported from Japan, or the seller was from Japan and sold them. You remember these? These are those two sake barrels we found at that antique store here in Atlanta. So they're kind of corner pillars to the room. And then there's also this great painting of the shamisen, the Japanese stringed instrument that we got at that same antique store. This is a really cool thing. This is a wood carving my dad made in high school. And about 20 years later, someone had found it and my dad's name was on it, and I guess they reached out to him and contacted him to see if he wanted it. So, you know, that's what, probably 55 plus years old. So my dad asked if we wanted it, and I said absolutely. So that is hanging in the meditation room too. This is a tapestry, a Japanese tapestry that my Nana had in her home, and when she passed, I brought that here to remind me of her. And then here's the view with the new windows that we put in. So it's really peaceful. Here is a Japanese scroll that we actually got in France, of all places, but the owner of this antique store in France had purchased this in Japan, so that really spoke to me. I love that. And then this is a katana that my father-in-law had, and he gifted to me before he had passed. And then over here is our ancestor table, and just people who have passed have been really important in our lives. And you know, when we meditate, we kind of meditate with them in mind and thank them, and it helps to realize and recognize that we wouldn't be where we are today if it weren't for them. So this is a really important part of kind of our spiritual belief system, and we set aside some food every day from what we eat and bring it at the end of the night. And when I sit and meditate, I thank them, and just that offering of food kind of connects me to them and reminds me of kind of where I've come from and where I am now. I don't know if you could hear that, but remember what I said the other day? Apparently lighting up fireworks is still cool on Wednesday, July 8th. Ugh. All right, anyway, that's that for today. I hope you're having a great day. I'll see you tomorrow at the shop. By the way, I read script number 1. I'm going to read script number 2 tonight. Awesome. I can feel the tension just reading this script. It's pretty exciting, actually. So look forward to talking to you about it tomorrow. All right, have a great day. Bye.